important event for islanders in Alderney. Today, they're celebrating homecoming, 71 years since the momentous day in island history when residents who were displaced and evacuated during the Second World War returned to their beloved home.
Today, those homecomers are being honoured for their efforts to rebuild Alderney after it was destroyed by occupying German forces. Well, our reporter John Fernandez is live in Alderney for us this evening. John, it was a difficult sight that met homecomers when they returned all those decades ago.
You're absolutely right. This was a scene of devastation in Alderney 71 years ago. The island was completely ruined by these occupying forces when islanders arrived back on the first homecoming day, met with the sheer task of this rebuild they would have to make to their island. It's why they're so passionate about remembering this special day. I'm here at the War Memorial. Behind me, there's a plaque that was unveiled 21 years ago to remind islanders of how important this date is, the date when then islanders came back ready to rebuild their island. Alderney! Gathered here at Alderney's Island Hall, the last surviving homecomers, the people who rebuilt this island 71 years ago.
The place was in a mess, from years ago, and as you say, we've all built it back up to what it is today.
And Louis, alongside his fellow homecomers, says he still remembers that day when he returned home.
I was about 6 when we come back. On the boat, you can see Alderney as we're getting closer and closer, and all the people reminding of memories of that boat. Here's home, and it was lovely to come back.
Today, at the location where they arrived after being evacuated, the island remembered the years of occupation, with the aim of making sure Alderney's youngsters never forget.
I think it's important that we remember homecoming because all of the people who went on that on the boats for us and evacuated where they were from, and Alderney is now a better place because of them, which is really good. And yeah, so thank you. It's like it makes up Alderney. It's like a history of Alderney, and Alderney wouldn't be Alderney without the homecoming, I don't think. Yeah, like what Courtney and Olivia said, it wouldn't be Alderney without that.
Alderney was the only place on British soil where there was a concentration camp, where it's believed more than 700 inmates lost their lives. And here behind me at Longy Bay is an anti-tank wall, the evidence of Nazi occupation still apparent 71 years after the occupying forces left. Stark reminders of Alderney's wartime past, which Lieutenant Governor Ian Corder believes is vitally important to remembered and learned from.
These things have a habit of coming back if you don't remember the consequences and how bad it can be when you let it happen.
But with the stories of these brave islanders still around, the memories of homecoming and Alderney's difficult past live on through them. And from speaking to islanders today, the homecomers who you saw in that report, it's very clear to see that they won't let this history be forgotten. They want to make sure that their children and their children's children have reminders of the homecoming day, how they rebuilt their island, because at the moment there are only a handful of homecomers left, and as this living history slowly passes away, they want to make sure the written history is never forgotten.